Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today's just going to be a short one, just kind of running through the basics of how to install like the Windows 10 or Windows 11 installation media to like a USB pen drive, flash drive, whatever you want to call it, so you can install Windows onto like a fresh built PC. Now, obviously for this, you're going to need a USB flash drive. It has to be at least 8 gig in size, but you can get like 12, 16 gig size ones for basically the same price as an 8 gig one, so just buy a 16, it makes more sense. So I've got one here. Now, what you want to do is you basically want to plug it into a USB slot. Right, it's not complicated to explain, but when you're installing the installation media onto a USB, you just want to plug it into any USB slot on the PC or laptop or whatever that you're putting the installation media onto the USB with. So mine's in just one of my top USB 3.0s. And obviously when you're installing Windows onto like a newly built system that hasn't got an OS yet, you want to make sure that you stick the USB drive into one of the USB slots on the motherboard, on the back of the motherboard. Don't put it in one of the case ones. So anyway, you want to go to, I'll just show you Windows 10, but you can do the same with Windows 11. I just basically type in on Google like Windows 10 download, Windows 11 download or whatever, and then you get this website here, and then it says obviously create Windows 10 installation media. You click download now, and then you open that file, you open the media creation tool, and then it'll come up with this. Wait for this to do its thing. Whenever it feels like it, because everything with Microsoft seems to take so long. So this is all just like T's and C's and all the licensing, so you just accept that. And you can sit there and read it if you really want to, but I don't think anybody actually does. Taking its sweet time. Right, so you don't want to upgrade this PC, you want to click create installation media. So like it says USB flash drive, because nobody's using a DVD or an ISO file. So click that, click next. Like, you can untick this, pick whatever language you want Windows in. Obviously we've gone Windows 10, 64-bit, 32-bit or both. I usually just go with 64-bit. Click next. So then this will come up here. So you basically want to have USB flash drive ticked. You don't want ISO file. Like it says, needs to be at least 8 gig. And then it's come up with my G drive, which is my USB flash drive. It should do the same with yours. You click next. Now it's going to basically copy all the files it needs to sort of boot Windows from a USB stick. It's going to copy all the files to your flash drive now. And then basically, once that's done, for anyone that's like never set a brand new PC up or anything like that, you would basically, obviously once you're ready to like switch your new PC on, you would plug that flash drive into, like I said, one of the USB ports on the back on the motherboard. Obviously turn your system on, and then hit. On mine, it's the delete key to get into the BIOS. I think you can do F10. It's either F10 or F12. It'll come up at the bottom of the screen when you first turn the system on. Like I said, most of them you can just hit the delete key to get into the BIOS, and then from there, obviously, you want to go into like the boot menu in the BIOS. Select like the first option to boot from. Select it to the USB flash drive, and then that will boot into like the Windows configurator sort of thing, and that will run you through basically the Windows setup and how to get it onto whatever you're putting Windows on, like SATA SSD, NVMe, M.2, whatever, and then you just run through that screen, wait for all that to finish. I haven't installed Windows Fresh for a while, but I'm pretty sure once it's all done, I'm pretty sure it restarts anyway. And then you obviously unplug your USB once it's done, and then turn your PC on again and go back into the BIOS, change your boot order to the drive that you obviously put Windows on from when you booted off the flash drive. Obviously hit save and restart, let the system restart, and it should just boot off the drive you obviously placed Windows onto. So yeah, it's not an overly difficult task installing Windows. It can be a bit daunting for people that haven't done it before. Now the only other thing really to note with Windows is technically you should pay for Windows, but you don't have to. You can run like the version that basically this is downloading here indefinitely. You will just get a little like watermark in the bottom right of the screen that says like Windows free version or upgrade or whatever. You lose a couple of things with that, like you can't customize the desktop, like you can't change the color of the start bar, you can't change your background, like your wallpaper, you can't do that sort of stuff. But if you don't really care about that stuff, you've got basically a free copy of Windows. If you do care about that stuff, you can either, if you want, pay for it off Microsoft's website. I think it's like £130, though it's quite expensive, Windows. There is places you can buy like Windows keys from. I think places like G2A and that lot sell them. I've never actually done it that way, and I'm not going to advise people to do it that way because I don't know how legit it is. Like I said, I've never used them to buy a Windows key. But yeah, like I said, if you're fine with not changing your wallpaper anyway, then it doesn't really matter. You can just run the free version the whole time. I don't know if the install for Windows 11 is identical. I'm still running on Windows 10. I am going to have to upgrade soon because obviously Windows 10 is coming towards end of life now in regards to like security updates from Microsoft. So it's probably best at some point that everybody upgrades to Windows 11. There is a tool you can use called the Windows Health Check to see if your PC is compatible with Windows 11. Some are, some aren't. Some need BIOS updates. Some need like different things changing. I'm not going to get into all that today because you're talking about like the UEFI boot and legacy boot and all that. I'm not going to get into all that. But yeah, basically, like I said, once this is done, it can take a few minutes. As you can see, the progress is only on like 46%. But obviously, once this is done, you will then have a USB flash drive with obviously a bootable version of Windows 10 on it, which you could, effectively boot any PC or any newly built PC or whatever that doesn't have an OS. But yeah, It's like I said, it's a pretty simple task, but I can understand why some people would find it like kind of daunting, because I mean you're talking the operating system, aren't you? If something massively goes wrong there, it's a bit of a headache, especially if you don't really know what you're doing. I would probably advise though, if you really don't know what you're doing, just go take it to a computer shop and ask them to do it. Unless you know somebody obviously who knows what they're doing. But yeah, so I'm not gonna wait for this to finish, guys. Anyway, basically once this is done, it will basically, obviously that'll get to 100%. Then it'll come up saying that the bootable media has been installed to USB whatever, and I think it has the drive letter. And then you just click OK, finish, blah blah blah, and you can unplug your USB. So I'm not gonna sit here and bore you all to death and make you watch this count up. But yeah, that's basically the basics on how to install like Windows 10 bootable media to a flash drive. We will have a new video. I mean, it's Christmas Eve now. Obviously Christmas Day tomorrow from when I'm recording this video. So there won't be a video really for me Christmas Day because I have young children, you know what kids are like at Christmas. There will be a video probably Boxing Day, of me transferring the other half's computer into its new case. So I'm going to record that. That'll be up, like I said, probably Boxing Day, maybe the day after. But hopefully if everything goes well, it'll be up Boxing Day. So yeah, I'll leave this video here for now, guys. Hopefully this video helps someone out that needs to install Windows. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Don't forget to like and, subscribe, leave a comment. You know the drill with YouTube by now. And I will see you all in the next video.